Linear relations of the form ax plus by equals to c. Here is question number 3. Perimeter of a rectangle is 60 centimeter. Write an equation relating length and width. State meaning of each variable. Use your equation to determine the width if the length is 18 centimeter. As you note, this is also an application of ax plus by plus c. How do we know that? I think by now you must have realized that when we talk about two variables, and if one is not clearly an independent variable, then ax plus by equals to c makes sense. What I'm trying to say is, if two variables are so related that we cannot say that one of them is independent of the other, in that case ax plus by equals to c makes sense. Let's look into it. Have a close look. Let's say this is a rectangle. Let's first try to understand the situation where this line fits. Now in this rectangle, let longer side be length as shown in the figure and the smaller size be width. Now let's read the question once again. Perimeter of a rectangle is 60 centimeter. So let's first define our variables and then write down an equation. As first part of the question is, write an equation relating length and width, and then state meaning of each variable. So these are related questions. Now let's look into our diagram, and we can say let L be length and W be width of rectangle, right, as shown here in the figure. Now when we say perimeter of rectangle is 60 centimeter, then what do we mean? That means length plus width, and this is also length and this is also width, as opposite sides are equal. So I can say 2 times length plus width, which is the perimeter, is equal to 60 centimeter. That's what it means, correct? Now this equation can be simplified, and we can say length plus width equals to 60 divided by 2, and that is 30. And therefore we get an equation which is length plus width equals to 30. So this length and width is 30. The other one is also 30. 30 plus 30 is 60. So that is our equation, part 1. Write an equation relating length and width. So if the perimeter is 60, length and width, their sum should be 30. State meaning of each variable. So we have already stated that length is denoted by L, that is a variable L, and W signifies width of the rectangle. One more thing you can look into this in a way, that what could be the limits of your variables? What is the maximum value that length can have? If I rewrite this, I get length equals to 30 minus W, right? Now can I have a width more than 30? Then length will be negative. Can the length be negative? No, it can't be, right? Therefore, we get something more about our variables at this moment. So from here, we can say that length should be less than 30 or equal to 30. We can say width, it should be less than equal to 30, right? Now if width is more than 30, then there will be negative length. And we can say the same thing for width also, right? Length plus width is 30. So either one of them cannot be more than 30. This is what we are trying to say, right? So sometimes it is important to look into this aspect. That gives us upper bound of our variable. That our variable has to be positive. but it should be less than 30 in this particular case, correct? So that is what we get. Now, I'm running out of space here, so I'll write down here this statement in a different way, which is similar. So I can write that my length and width, these two variables, should be less than equals to 30 centimeter in the given scenario and greater than equal to 0 centimeter. Correct? So that is how I get to know better about my own variables. So when we define a variable, we should also see what are the permitted values for that particular variable. So it helps, right? That's an additional information to you, which we learned during this video. Now part B is use your equation to determine the width if the length is 18 centimeter. So we will use our equation, and our equation is length plus width equals to 30. Now if length is 18, we'll substitute 18 for L. We get 18 plus width equals to 30. And then we can rearrange. Say width equals to 30 minus 18, right? And 30 minus 18 is 22. 12, right? So we take away 18 from 30. So if we take up 20, we get, so it's 12 centimeters, correct? So that is what we get. So we say, well, width equals to 12 centimeter for length of 18 centimeter, correct? So that becomes our answer. So that is how we can solve problems relating to rectangle and perimeter. I hope you understand. Let's move on to similar questions. Thank you.